Hello, welcome along, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and welcome back to part 4 of the build of this beautiful Ryfield Models M109A7 Paladin, and this was sent to me by the lovely John Alec, so thank you very much, John, over in the USA. So hopefully I can get this complete before it's even available in the UK. So that's only going to be a couple of days, so I need to get my bottom in gear. Right, so we left you last time I was working on the turret. We got all of that done. We got a lot of these bits and pieces glued on. If you remember, the battery ran out while I was doing some of this. I haven't put this cover on yet because I want to paint the inside of it. I've got this unit here built up. As you can see, both the parts are in here. That little part on there, C29, little handle, that's underneath that masking tape. But we got that seamed out. With that look there, although this is a bolt-on panel, there isn't really a seam there as such. So I thought I'd just get rid of it because it'll just look like a bad a bad modelling seam rather than, you know what I mean, like it will look like this, it's just not being dealt with. So I may actually go around and lightly scribe a line on there, we shall see. Same here, we've got this little thing here. This is some sort of forward looking thing that's going to pop in the top of the turret there. But you can see there's an assembly. We've got these tiny little bits, this tiny little bit of photo etch to go on the side here, which I'll add. But I'm not putting those on just yet because I want to paint the inside of them. When it comes down to these water bottles, we've done those, all the seams dealt with on them. Okay, so they're ready to go on. And then with this here, I think these are barrel cleaning rods. They're telling you to glue these two bits together and glue these bits of photo etch on the end. Well, as you can see, they're going to go on the side of the turret here. Well, these have got location pins for the photo etch. So what I've done, I folded them up and glued them on over those holes. And then what we can do is just come along with this piece here and just drop it in and then glue it in, and that guarantees us, I mean, it's bloody good. There's no play in there at all, so if you did glue it on the end you'd probably be alright, but yeah, very nicely done indeed. The fit of this kit is just incredible. Just the instructions let it down a bit, that's all. So yeah, so we've got these, I assume these things here are like hydraulic cable cutters or something, or some cutting stuff. So we've got those built up. They're there. You can see they've got the photo etch claws in them and the fitting on the end. So I'm guessing there's some kind of, I don't know, put chains on them and pull or something. I don't know. They might be for refitting tracks. And then this box here, that's built. What have I done with that? Oh, I've clipped it on. It's not glued on, it's just clipped on. And as you can see, I've replaced the plastic handle with a piece of 0.5mm brass wire. Looks much better. You can see I've got another piece of brass wire there, ready to go again. So, so yeah, we're sort of done with that page really. So we're coming over the page now, and we've got some coverage to go on. We've got some bits and pieces, some tools. We've got the shovel. We've got these straps for the jerry cans. We've got those straps there which I haven't cut out yet. I'm going to anneal those. I've annealed these already, so they're softer and they bend round. So the first thing I'm going to do is get these glued on. I can see the slight distortion from annealing them, so I'm not worried about that. And this is the VMS 4PE glue. What I'm going to do, I need my magnifier here, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing as well as me. So what I'm going to do is just glue that into there. Nope, it's the wrong angle. I'm just going to put a bit of an angle on the end. And then get some decent amount of super glue on it. And then just get that in place. Yeah, it's difficult. I think I'm going to have to do this off camera, guys, because I need my magnifier, I need to hold it and everything. But yeah, they're going to go into there like that. There we go. So that's gone on like that. It needs a slight up there because the jerry can is slightly taller than the clamp, so that's going to, the jerry can will go over, then we'll slide that, not jerry can, I keep calling them jerry cans, I'm sorry. The other thing I've done here, I've got the tip of a knife blade and I've just gone in over the top of this sort of clevis piece and just sort of put a tiny little cutout in there, somewhere for the photo etch to stick down into. So I'll do one more, and then I'll go away and let them dry, I think. But make sure you get them the right way round. Okay, get some super glue in the air, and then come in and just stuff that one in that little slot that I've made. Nope, it's not going to stay there. Get the tweezers so I can put a bit of pressure on it. There we go, that's kind of staying there now. And I've also noticed I've got some super glue, it dragged over them when it moved. So just move that over, lift it up a touch. So we'll let those dry. You've seen already how strong this glue is. We'll see how, if it's going to allow me to pull this all about. I've got that on backwards. Idiot. Glad I noticed that before the glue dried. Let's get the tweezers on it. I guess it doesn't really matter which way they go on, but I would imagine, being a fairly new vehicle, they're all pretty much the same. Over the years they'll get taken off and put back on the wrong way round and all that sort of good stuff. Now I normally would paint all of this and then fit all this afterwards, but it's going to be, there's so much stuff to go on here. What I'm going to do is just fit it all and then just paint the whole thing one colour. I haven't even decided what colour I'm going with yet, if it's going to be green or tan. Sand, should I say. It'll probably be sand. But yeah, we'll let those dry. I'm going to put the other one in, and then I'll come back when they're gone off. Alright, so these have been drying now for about, let me get some better light going here, hang on. These have been drying now for about, I don't know, half an hour, so we'll give one a go and see what it's like, see if it stays in place. So what we're going to have to do is hook that through there, like that, and then that water bottle will sit on there, like so. Now you can see why I had them on an angle up, because they have to come up. What we'll have to do is slide that up there like that, and then push the water bottle back onto the strap like that. Okay, it's staying in place so far. What I don't want to do is put any cement on the actual drum yet, because I'm trying to look at how to hold this without breaking anything else. Because if the strap breaks off, I want to be able to remove the water bottle without leaving any marks behind, and that seems to have done a wonderful job actually. So now we've got to get that glued into position. You can see this is going to be awkward. So what I think I'm going to do is put a drop of, I'll put a drop of extra thin in there. Sit that water container in there so that it's actually glued in at the bottom. It's got to sit central over that bracket, because the actual thing is offset to one side, I think. The thing where the strap's going to go, and you can see that strap is absolutely perfect lengthwise. So what we can do is make sure that's going to stay up in there. Get that hair out of the way. Okay, and then I'll look at my glue applicator. It's a great big ball of mess. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, so let's get this cleaned off. There we go, that's come off of there. So find a cloth remove that from there and remove that from there. So now our glue applicator is a bit more sensible. Do I have enough glue here? I'm not Mr. Prepared, am I, today? It's actually Sunday morning, Sunday the 23rd, and I don't think Dottie's very well. I think Dottie's got a bit of an upset tummy or something. She doesn't seem to want to eat anything. So obviously that's a concern. Just hold that down, let that glue go off. No, it's not going to take. I think I need some more glue on there. Let's use the knife so it's the smaller contact area, so it's less likely to pull the strap away. Nope, it's not wanting to know it because I don't have enough glue on there. I'm going to get some more glue out and get it strapped in. I am not at all prepared, am I? Sorry, guys. And we're back. So, I've done quite a lot of work. I don't know what that is on there. There's a drip of something or other. I've done quite a lot of work off camera because it was just so boring for you to watch. But basically, we've got the shovel on there, we've got the cleaning rods, we've got the axe handle, which is going to use down there, and then we've got the axe there, and then we've got our different picks here, and they've all got the straps on, as you can see. So I've annealed them, glued them in one end, and then pulled them around. And what I'm going to do when it comes to fitting these tanks on this end, I'll take you through step by step, in case you don't know about annealing and how I'm fitting these parts and the glue I'm using and all that and the other. So let's continue now with step 13. So I've basically crossed off all the parts that are on. So now we've got these 4 ammo boxes, which I'm tempted not to fit now, because I think if we're going to do this in the sand colour, I think it would be interesting to have them in a variation of different sort of green shades, just to add a bit of colour. And as you know, I'm not going to fit that yet, and I haven't fitted the recoil mechanism cover. So we've got this little hook here. Let's get our photo etch out of the way. Let's put that over there. We've got our little hook. Lifting eye or something, that's part number D10. So that's going to plonk into there like so. There we go. And then we'll take a tiny drop of extra thin and just in there and in there. Job done. There we go. And then we've got these covers on the top. So we've got F7, which is this angled one. And it's going with that at the top, so we've got this, it's going that way up, so that's just going to plonk on there. It's got no positive location or anything, so it just sits like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is come on the inside and just a couple of drops of extra thin in there, and that'll be enough to hold that in place. Remember, it is a removable panel, so we want it to look like, you know, it's got gaps around it. And then this one gears behind it, you've got the hinges at the back there, they're going to engage in there like that. And then once again, we can come along. I'm kind of thinking now I shouldn't have put these on until I've done that, because it's very handy to have those holes to pick it up with. But anyway, we shall see. Drop down the back there. There we go, that's that in place. Okay. So that's that done. So we've done that and that, and we've done that one. Now we've got those 2 little hooks to go on there, 2 little latches, which I'm tempted to not fit yet, because as I say, we're going to be handling this to fit these sides, and I'm probably going to be picking it up like that, so I don't want to put those on. And I can't believe I haven't broken these eyelets off, those lifting eyes. Anyway, so there we go, so that's that done, and then we've got the hinges to go on the front. So these are part C37, and I haven't even dry fitted these. I'm not sure how they're going to look, but these are some pretty big tasty hinges, and they're just going to sit like that. So what I'm going to do is put drop of cement in that hole and a drop of cement in that hole, and then we'll take our hinge and drop it in like that, and then we'll take this one, oh come on, and we'll drop it in like that. Come on, go in, there you go. There we are, and then we can tap, 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 tap. Job done. So that's our hinges on. So that's them done. We can cross those off. Then we've got this box over here, and that's just going to go down in those two blind holes. So what we'll do is we'll put a drop of cement in that one, put a drop of cement in that one. And I know that it fits because you saw that when I started I had it dry fitted in place. So that's that on. It's great doing these military models, you don't have to worry about painting everything. So that's that done. Okay, that's all glued in. We also put these two picks in here and that wraparound strap in there. Oh, by the way, I got a feeling, I'm probably going to find out when it's too late, but I've got a feeling these parts here, Y11 and Y8, I've got a feeling they're incorrect. Y11 was certainly correct, but I think that I don't remember which was which. Yeah, Y11 and Y8, as you can see, they're pretty. Y11 was here at the bottom, Y8's there, and they should be a lot shorter. So I had to cut that one off to get it to go in, but just cut the straps to they're all a little bit long anyway. But there we go. Right, so that's all that done. We can cross that off, we can cross that off, and we can cross that off. So that's all done. So all we've got to do is those two C29s. We've also got that C29 on the front as well. And then moving along, we got some more ammo boxes, we got a sledgehammer, we got some more photo etch to bend up, and we got this part here, B21. So I'm going to go and get the bits off, and then I'll come back, we'll glue some on, and then we're not putting any tanks on here yet. I'm going to leave this door off and that door because I think it's going to be far better to hold it like that than holding it like this, because I don't want to damage that side. So I think we'll leave that off for now. But we'll carry on, we'll do all this. I'll leave that box off, I'll leave those two ammo boxes off, but we'll do the the sledgehammer, the air vent. I'll probably leave the photo etch off because I want to spray that in black from behind. I'm getting to the point now where I need to start thinking about getting the black paint out. And we're also going to make, we've got a plastic handle there, E52 grab handle. We're going to make that out of 0.5 wire, which I've got there, and I'll show you how I do that. So let's get all these bits off and then I'll come straight back. Okay, so let's start gluing some pieces glued on. So we've got this piece here, B21. It's got a small pin and a large pin on the back. And then on the front of the turret here, we've got a large hole and a small hole. So what I'm going to do is get this in position. You can see the pins line up and it just clicks into position. And then what I'll do is from underneath, just drop a cement in there. Whoops, a daisy. Let's move that hole out of the way. Drop a cement in there, and then from the inside, just a drop in the top. And I won't squeeze it because I don't want anything to ooze out. So there we go, that's that. So that's B21 done. And then here, the same as the other side, we've got these little parts here, C34, and these are the supports for the water cans or fuel cans or whatever they are. So we're going to have one there like that. We're going to have, get off, stuck to my finger. We're going to have, if I can make it stay in the bloody tweezers. Excuse my squeaky chair, we'll get the new one out soon. But at the moment, Dottie is too much of a chewer. I'm trying to get these done quickly so at the end of the day I can line them all up. We must put that one upside down then. There we go. And then we can grab a rule and just lay that across all three of them and get them all straightened up so they're all nice and parallel. Just like so. There we go. There we are. Right. The other thing I do now, when it comes to fitting the straps, which we're going to do later, I'm going to do this now. What I do is I get the end of the knife and I just stick it in there. Okay, like 3 times. Just make a bit of a recess for the P strap to go into. It just sort of doubles or trebles or whatever the actual contact area of the end of the strap, and it makes it a bit of a stronger fit. I actually had to remove one that I put in the wrong place, and I really thought it was going to break before it came out. That VMS 4PE glue is absolutely stunning. It really is good. So actually need to be widened out a bit, I think. So what we're going to do is just put the knife in and just kick it sideways. It's better to have it too big than too small. There we go. I've just noticed something. It's Sunday afternoon. It's Sunday the 23rd, is it? 23rd. And it's actually, it sounds like it stopped raining and the wind stopped. Amazing. Just had a nice walk in the rain. Got wet. Oh, this little tiny piece here, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little tiny piece there, E43, and that's like a locking, E63, sorry, it's like a locking pin for this panel. So, yeah, that's gone in there. So, there we are. It's probably a locking pin to lock the door back when it's open or something, I don't know. So that's that done. Right, now E52 is the handle we're going to make. So I'm going to grab my digital calipers. If you haven't got a set of these, I really would suggest, you don't have to get these nice Mitutoyo ones. You can just get any cheap rubbish you see on Amazon, because for what we're doing here, we're not after micron accuracy. We're just after, I mean, we wouldn't use these for micron accuracy anyway, but we're just after getting an idea of things. So here I'm going to measure the width of this part, E52, and I can see that it's 4.74. So my tweezers have a taper on them, as you can see. So if I slide that up until it closes, I've got marks on here. I can see that just the other side of that spot is about the right size. So I can take my piece of brass wire without throwing it around the room. I can put that in there like that to pinch the tweezers, hold it nice and tight, bend that down, okay, and then bend the other side down, give them a twist to get them parallel, and now we should have a handle that matches that one, and as you can see there, it does. Okay, it's maybe a tad wider, but what we can always do is make another one slightly narrower. So we can, where's my old cutters? These old cutters for cutting wire. Okay, so we can make another one, make it a tad narrower, so I can come down a bit narrower. Right, so there and there. There we go, that should be a bit better. So we'll see what that one's like. Yeah, that one's better. Right, so there we go. A lot of people will say, oh, they wouldn't be perfect anyway. In World War II they might not have been, but in modern times I can assure you they will be. Because everything is tied down to a spec. And yeah, I mean, I'm not. There will be concessions if the, you know, if they've been cut off 3 millimeters too short or something. I'm sure they wouldn't scrap them. but they would certainly be nice and square and even and beautifully made, because it's just the spec and the standards. Okay, so that's that done, so we can cut the excess off of there. Okay, and then what I like to do is just with my, just looking at where it's going to go in the plastic, just touch it with the cutters, and that'll make little marks, and it gives the glue something to bite. So I've got a 0.5 drill here, so we'll drill out the holes where this clamp's going to go, where this thing's going to go, this grab handle. 1, 2, and then notice I've used 0.5, not 0.55. I would normally use something bigger. So now that can go into that hole there. Then we can swivel this side round. Get it into that hole there. Doesn't want to go in, it's probably got a big burr on the end or something. Just keep pushing, it'll go eventually. See, I'm flicking stuff over here. This is, I've got it on angle now, so it ain't going to want to go in. This is all going pear-shaped because the camera is on, guys. There we go. So that's gone in. I've got a feeling it's actually a little bit too wide. So I've pushed it right in, and now what I can do is push it back out, or get the tweezers in there and lever it out. Just get it to where we want it now. It was quite a, if you look on here, it was quite a shallow one. So we'll leave it quite shallow. But as you can see now, we can come along with a drop of super glue. We'll mix a bit thin as well. And put a nice big drop of that in there on the inside of each end, and that will actually capillary in around, because I made these little grooves with the cutters, if you remember. So there we go. So that's nice and even. If you want to check it's really even, you can just get your tweezers in there, slide them in, and it will pull it square. And there we go. That's a lot nicer than having a plastic handle on there. There we are. Right, so looking at this, we need to get some photo etch off, don't we? We've got this pit on the top. Where's that going? B49. I don't even know what that is. It's got some little holes on the bottom, and it's going to fit onto there like that. Okay, so drop in there, drop in there. Oh, this new bottle is doing my nut. I keep forgetting it's a new bottle. I get loads and loads of glue. Okay, what I generally do is dispense half the bottle out, but I for some reason I haven't, so I'll do that later. So there we go. Right, so where's my pencil? Cross off that one, and then we've got F16, F14. I'm not putting them on. We can cross that. We can cross that. We can cross that. So I want Y27 off of the fret. So we'll get this and push those out of the way. Y27 is there. So where's my radius blade? So we can come along here, cut this off, cut there, lift it out. There we go. And then I'm just going to use tweezers again. I'm not going to worry about proper bending pliers. What we'll do is what I'm going to do before I bend it, I'm going to go over it with a the sanding stick just to get it keyed up for gluing and painting and everything. Okay, so we're going to fold that one up there. Remember, if the fold is 90 degrees or less, you can fold with the fold on the inside. If it's going over the top, make sure the fold is on the back, or not the fold, the engraved line. So this is purposely made, it's got to have gaps in it, so we're going to get that nice and square there. We'll get that one nice and square there, and then we'll fold these ends in nice and square, like so, and then that should fit our sledgehammer just like that. Look at that. And it's got a slot in the bottom for the sledgehammer to stick through as well. So very cool. Alright, so that's there. So this is going to go on the edge here. Right, I'm going to leave this to one side because what I'm worried about, you can see this handle is sticking out here on the edge, and I'm worried I'm going to catch it when I start handling it to do these cans. So I'm going to put that in my plastic cup with parts yet to be fitted, and those ammo bins can go in there as well. I'm also going to put that brass handle in there and that piece of brass because we've got another one to make coming along the way, I think. So there we go. Right, so we've got Y6 is going to be going in there as well. So again, what we'll do there, we will take our knife and we will make a slot in the plastic with our knife. Just like so. I think the tip is broken off the blade. Again, as I say, that just helps. The tip is broken off the blade, but it's still attached. It won't come off. That's really weird. Okay, just open it a little touch. Just like so. Remember, if you go too big, the super glue will fill it in anyway. Okay, so there we are. Right, so we're ready for Y6. Now, it's asking us now to go on with machine gun assembly. I'm going to skip that. We've got more machine gun assembly, more machine gun assembly. Now we're back onto fitting parts to the turret. And all of this here, we're going to cover up all of that we put on there. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. There's another handle there, so we're going to have to make another handle for there. So we've got a handle on each side of that cover. So we're going to make this up and glue it on. We've also got that piece there to go on. That piece there is going onto the front of the front of there as well. So I'm going to have to fit the front cover on before I do that. So I think what I'll do is concentrate on getting this done. And when do we actually get to fit those water canisters? They're on there. Ah, here we are. Okay, so we're going to fit them on at that stage there. So I'm tempted to put them on now because I want to get them, although I need to build them up and let the seams cure everything. I'm going to get these glued together, just the halves. I won't glue the tops in or anything. So we've got two of those. So you've got two with fuel and one with water. That's interesting. That's interesting as well. They're telling us two of these and they're showing an arrow, so I'm guessing those two are fuel and then the one at the back is water. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? There's probably no strict order. So I'm going to get those halves glued together. Probably get that top glued in as well. And then we'll be ready to put them on. And also get these parts off and get ready to work on that as well. Right, see you in a sec. As I said, we're going to work on this part here. This lift off cover of whatever it is. So you can see we've got B51 on the back, we've got B38, two handles D37 which I'm going to remake with brass, and then we've got B37 going on the back, we've got B42 going on the top, and then we fit it onto the front of the turret. So there's no holes or anything, there's no marking or anything on here where those handles go. So what I've done, I've measured this up and scaled it down. Now the top, this here is 29mm, this is 19. So if you divide 19 by 29, you get 0.655. The distance from there to there is about 4mm. If you times that by 0.655, it's about 3mm. And if you do the same here, it's about 2mm. So 3mm down, 2mm in, and then 5mm apart. You can see I've marked it on masking tape and I've drilled the holes. This is Moss's masking tape that he loves so much. I can't remember the name of it now. It's a special tape that he gets in from Japan. I think you can get it on Outlaw Paints. So they're drilled. So now what we're going to do is take this off of here. I'm going to transfer this onto the other side. And whoops, what we're going to do is line up the edge, this edge of the tape. I want the bottom edge lined up with that stepped face there. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, to be honest, as long as it's somewhere handy. Okay, and then we can pull that back to there, and we can see we've got this bottom edge lined up here, we've got this edge here lined up, we've got that lined up there. So we've got our lines going across. Alright, so now what I need to do, it looks like I've got a bit of plastic swarf under there actually, so what I'm going to do is just get this knife under here and lift that tape up. Yeah, we've got a piece of plastic under there, look, that's going to affect the drill. It may push the drill off, so we'll make sure that's out of the way. That's gone. Okay, and then I'm going to measure in 2mm from that back edge. Okay, like I say, we're not after micron precision here, it's just got to be, you want it so it looks sort of even. Okay, and then I can use my finger, just draw a parallel line, and then I'll take a sharp point and we'll make a mark there, and we'll make a mark there, just like so, and then we can drill them out. That one there, and that one there, there we go. So there we are, that can come off of there like that. Right now, if you want to, you can drill them out slightly bigger. But I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll go out to 0.55, and that'll make it easier to fit them and position them for you to see what I'm doing. Come on. That's what happens, you get a drill stuck in there, it stops it from opening. So we'll go to 0.55. Just like so. We've got a little bit of a build up on the edge of the hole, which I'm not going to worry about because that will almost sort of give us the appearance of it being like a weld. What I'm going to do now is come along, we can see that D37 is fairly shallow again, so what we're going to do is just with our cutters just make some marks. Whoopsie daisy. Just make some marks. To give the super glue something to bite on. Take our tweezers. And then we can put that together. Or shall we fit this back plate first? Because this back plate, I've got a feeling, has got to be flush. Yeah, Okay, I'll fit that back plate first and I can sand the sides flush. We've got these Z-pins on here. They're sticking out and you can see they're going to prevent us from that fitting, so we're going to get rid of them. Okay, and then with our round blade, just remove any excess and just scrape that away, and then scrape that away there. There we go. And then this can go on here. Just like so. Fits beautifully. Got some residue from that masking tape there. And then we can take our extra thin, we'll run some along there, run some down there, and we'll run some up there. Okay. Then we'll leave that to dry and we can just sand it out so the edges are nice and flat. So it all looks like one. So we'll put all this over here to one side. I think I need to have a bit of a clear up because my bench is getting just flicked. Caught the edge of this paper and I've just flicked stuff. I've flicked both those grab handles away to the other side of the bench. So I've got to try and find that other one now, wherever that went. And there we go. There's our handles all fitted, all glued in. I've sanded the sides down, got nice and flush. So now we've got to fit this piece here on the back, B37. So that's just going to sit in that groove in there. This kind of boxes it in. Just going to put some cement down there, not too much. Just want enough to hold it in place. Tweezer's gone. I've also added that plate on the top there as well. There's no indication here of what angle or anything it goes on. So I want to get this glued onto the turret before that glue dries. So we've got the tab on there and we've got a groove in the turret. That's all going to line up and slot in like that. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll come in from underneath. Get a nice big drop of cement in there and let that capillary in. And then we'll push this over to the side there. I don't really know what it's there for. Just get a drop of cement down behind it and push it in. Just hold it there for a second. There we go. I don't know if it's supposed to be on an angle or what it is. It's once again, it's Ryfield Models not showing us how stuff goes. So you can see it there, and it kind of looks like it's supposed to be just have an angle back just to miss out that plate, but it looks like it's kind of supposed to be like that, but it looks awful. Just leave it like that, I think. Right. So that's that all done, so we can cross them out. By the way, those of you that know of Ron Culvery, the model ship, don't worry, he's absolutely fine, don't worry. He has recently finished his U-boat that he's been working on, the 48 scale trumpeter one, and he has just now started 1/200 scale USS Enterprise CV6. So if that floats your boat, and it certainly floats my boat, then yeah, every single night in the UK, I don't know what time, but every single night he has a video up, and yeah, you get to go and watch him on there. So we've done all that now. Now we can't do any of this because we haven't built the machine gun up yet. I'm not going to make this part up here because if I glue on that on the side, it's just going to get snapped off. It's this plate that's going to go on and cover all that up. I've looked at the final scheme, and there's a decal that goes on there and it says this side off. I'm sure it says this side off. Just seems a bit I use my phone as a calculator and it's in the bloody way now. Yeah, this side off. I don't get that. It's not at all. Anyway, so there we are. Right, so I'm going to wait for those to dry now, and then we can get the seams sorted on them and get them fitted. And I think that's going to be part of the next video, because this one has gone on long enough. Now, I know I haven't done a hell of a lot of work on camera, but there's a lot of work gone on. We've done a lot. All of this here has all been done. So as I say, in the next video, in case you're wondering how I do all the annealing and all that, I'll cover all that. And that'll be in part 5. And I'll see you for that one in a couple of days, or maybe even tomorrow, whatever. I don't know how it's going to go with the... I haven't even put part 1 out yet, so in real time. But yeah, you can see we've got a bit of a step in there, so they're going to need... We'll put some super glue around, deal the seams, and then sand them out, because we need them to look seamless and they'll look lovely. And we'll give them a bit of a brush painting and make them a slightly different colour than the rest of it, and try and add some interest to all this. But that side cover that goes on there, I'll probably paint everything and then plonk it on afterwards, because I want to get in and sort of paint this and at least weather it and stuff, and that big plate being in the way. What part is it? E18. So here's the E sprue. There's E18 there. So it's this great big plate that's just going to sit there over everything. So, seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Anyway, right, I'll see you all for the next one, part 5. Thank you for watching. Big thank you to John Alec for getting me this. There's a link down below. You can go and watch his build should you want to. His build is the same as mine. It's just that he films everything and then edits loads out. So he covers a full build in like 4 20-minute videos, and I cover a full build in 100 1-hour videos. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Alright, I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.